So around a couple days ago, I would say like 3 or 4, Shams put out this tweet basically stating this. Commissioner Adam Silver informed the league's 30 general managers on Thursday that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for the next season. Sources tell ESPN. Stakeholders have intensified dialogue about combating tanking. Now, I am pro-tank. There's also been a big discourse about tanking and whether teams should be tanking or if it's good or not. And again, I am pro-tank. I already made a video basically talking about it and how I feel about it. But basically, to sum it up, if you're a small market team and you don't have as much talent as other teams and you want to get a better pick in the draft, tank, suck. There's nothing wrong with that. There should be nothing wrong with that. People shouldn't be punished for it. But I think you should be punished if you suck for so long. Like, if you've been stuck in a rebuild for like 10 years and there's just nothing changing really, you still don't have any interesting pieces on your team, then something has to be done if you're still tanking then. And here's the other tweet that Shams quoted talking about the rule changes they're going to bring in next season. Multiple sources with knowledge of Thursday's GM meeting as well as a late January competition committee meeting told ESPN that the following concepts have been discussed to curb tanking. Now, the very first one. First round picks can be protected, only top 4 through top 14 plus. Now, I think it's fine. I think this rule right here is fine. I see both sides to it. So this main side really that I like it more is so it makes it less complicated for other people and like people that don't really understand like how these trades works and like where these picks go, because sometimes you see like people trade picks and they say, oh yeah, this pick is what top 7 protected, but if it conveys, it goes to the Warriors and it's the Bucks and Magic trading, and if it doesn't convey, then it goes back to 2027. Like it's just stupid stuff. It goes 2027 and Domino's get a top 7 protected pick in 2029. Like, bro, it's stupid. It's stupid sometimes. So I understand why this gets protected, only top 4 to top 14, which I really like. I think it makes it more simpler and more trustworthy for teams to like trade. But I will say what makes it kind of a little difficult to kind of get hip with, I would say, is because of you get less protections, obviously, and second, this probably is going to hinder more trades and people are going to probably take less risks, because now you're not going to get more trades like the Pacers and Clippers, the Pacers they trade away their pick and it's like protected 1 through 4. But if it goes like 5 through like 9, then it goes to the Clippers or something like that. And then if it's back to 6 through 30, then it's the Pacers. Like it's stuff like that. Stuff like that. I don't really, I really don't like, because you can't really do that anymore now. So that's what I really don't like about it. But I'm more catered towards it being just top 4, top 15, 14 protected. I really don't mind it that much. I really don't care for that one that much. It's cool. Rule change. I don't think it hurts that much. Now this one right here, lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. Terrible decision probably. This means that we might see teams tanking before All-Star break. They might be taking to the first 30 games, bro. This is not good. I do not like this idea at all. Freezing the lottery odds before the trade deadline, that is not a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. You can kind of, I guess, maybe persuade and say that maybe that teams are going to play harder now towards the later end of the season. But it's like, what is there to really play for? And if you have a good pick and maybe you don't want your players to get injured or something like that, maybe, I don't know. I really just don't like this. I don't think it makes sense to freeze the odds this early in the season, because you're really going to get teams tanking before All-Star break. And now you might not even see that many trades. Well, you might see more buys maybe after or right before the trade deadline. I don't know. I really don't like this one. I really don't like this rule change. I don't think this is a good idea, honestly, in my opinion. Hopefully it gets changed or revamped. That one. Not this one right here. No longer allowing the team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and / or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Now, I will say I like this one a lot, but I think it needs to be reworked and vamped a little bit. I think that it should say teams are no longer able to pick top 4 in 3 years back to back. So you get 2 years of picking back to back. In the third year, you can't get a top 4 pick, or maybe I would say maybe top 5. You can't get a top 5 pick. I think that's better, honestly, because now if you do go through with this, then it means that you can't have any like more teams like the Thunder when they had brought in Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden. You're not going to see that anymore, really. So this really is going to change all that, really, because you only get what? Well, yeah, you get 1 year. Yeah, consecutive years. It says consecutive years. So I'm assuming they just mean back to back those 2 years. I think you should have a 2-year window. Like if you get the first pick, 1 year. Next year, get maybe pick number 3. You can't get a top 5 the third year after that. I think that's better. I think that'll be better for the rule changes. But I guess to go against it, I guess people could say that maybe this kind of unfair because you can't really build those teams and you're getting kind of punished for being bad when there's nothing really to look for if you're not a bigger market and you don't have as many avenues to get players to come to your team. So I can see why it would be a little frustrating not getting a top pick in the draft, to bring in more talent for your small market team. This really sucks to get small market teams, really, because they're not going to have a big free agency. So the draft and trade deadline is where they most likely are active. So it really sucks for them, honestly, most of these rule changes. And the teams that actually just tank normally. But I still like this rule change a lot, honestly. I do hope it gets reworked that way. The next rule change, teams can pick top 4 after making conference finals. This one I think is very stupid. I don't like this one at all. I think this makes no sense. This is really just saying fuck the Pacers for what happened to them last year. Because what if another situation happens like this again, where let's say who's a team I can use? Let's say the Bucks. If Bucks get to the conference finals and Giannis goes out for the season, then they end up losing Ryan Rollins in free agency or something like that. We're just talking, just example. Now they're tanking, but they can't get a top 4 pick because they made the conference finals. That's really unfortunate. It's not something they can control. They can't control that injury that he tore his ACL, something like that, which God forbid. I hope it doesn't happen. Giannis, I hope it doesn't happen. I don't think this really makes sense. And this doesn't even happen often, too, really. Like, when's the last time this happened? Something like this happened? I can't even tell you. Probably before my time. I'm not even gonna lie. I really just don't like this one. I think this doesn't make sense. So, I guess it's a bad rule change. Well, for me, my opinion is a bad rule change. I don't like this one at all. Very stupid. Next one, lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. This one I am iffy about because I don't know how this is gonna work. So like, does this mean that teams have? Okay, so they have a 2-year window, right? Okay, the way I'm asking this kind of sounds kind of stupid and kind of weird, but it means they have a 2-year window, right? So would teams tank purposely the first year and then the second year they, let's say, make the playoffs like a top 4 seed, then the year before they're like, what, I say the 11 seed, that means that they're gonna be in the lottery, right? Or I don't know. Or let's say again another situation, like let's say the Warriors, Steph Curry gets injured, misses out the season for the first year. Second year he comes back. Or okay, let me rework that one. Let's say Steph Curry, first year the Warriors do good, 6th seed in the Western Conference, right? Second year Steph Curry gets injured, missed the whole season, and they are the 12th seed. That means that their pick is only going to be in the lottery, and it's probably not even going to be that high of a pick. It's probably going to be like a late, like what, a 10, 11. That's not really fair, honestly. I don't like that. I don't think that's really that fair. 2-year records, and how are you gonna do the lottery ball pin thing? It's gonna be done every 2 years. You're just gonna skip a year. I don't really like that one. I kind of I don't know. I really don't like that one, in my opinion. Let me know down below what y'all think about that one. That one I really don't understand that one as much. Next, lottery extended to include all playing teams. So does that mean that we're gonna go? So what does this mean? Is it extended to include all playing teams? I'm confused on this one. Extended to include all playing teams. Let me research this real quick and see what exactly this means. Okay, after doing some more research, okay, so basically it was basically simple. I don't know why I was overthinking it. It's just if you're a playing team, you can get draft lottery odds. I guess that's cool, sorta. It makes teams actually want to be competitive still, but it actually doesn't punish them for being competitive or trying to be competitive while, you know, chasing playoff success. But at the same time, it's like you're still gonna be mid. It's like basically like for the Bulls, basically just like for the Bulls, because you know the Bulls are like a playing merchant. So I don't really, I'm 50-50 on that one. That one is And the last one, also the 2-year record thing, I'd also do more research on that too. The WNBA does that already, so I mean it's basically just like taking that system and bringing it over. So I guess that could work. I don't know, but we gotta watch. I don't like that. That means that we gotta watch a team be asked for 2 years for them to potentially get a first round pick. Like, do we really want to see that? Honestly, I mean, I guess if it works, it works. But hey, I'm subject to change. I'm open to all change, but I don't think everything needs to be changed. This really would not happen if the Jazz wasn't exporting the tanking system right now and basically doing too much. I don't think Adam Silver would care if teams were tanking, like if they were normally tanking, but sitting star players basically the whole game, basically sitting players out with injuries, like almost the whole season, just so he can be bad on purpose, purposely going out there to get blown out, not having real rotations, losing on purpose to the worst extent, unintentionally. It's just that probably drove him to say, hey, no, we can't do this no more. And it says something about gambling too, which of course I'm not even gonna talk about that. I don't care about gambling really that much. But yeah, the last one, flattening all odds for all lottery teams. Terrible idea. Horrible. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Because that means a backhand lottery team can potentially win the first round pick. That means a playing team could potentially win the first round pick. No, terrible idea. Horrible. A 7 seed can potentially get a Darren Peterson or the Thunder. The Thunder can potentially walk away with AJ DeBonta, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer. No, that we do not need that. That is a horrible idea. No. That is probably the worst rule change. Or so are these just concepts? These are just ideas that are floated around, so they're not actually finalized. Okay, yeah, that's a horrible suggestion, terrible suggestion. If that is part of the rules of next season, then we are doomed. And the Thunder are going to get even richer every time. They keep getting richer. They keep finding some ways to get richer. No, I don't like this. I think that's the worst concept they have up here, honestly. Now, actually, that's not worse than this one right here, with Adam Silver thinking about seriously considering abolishing the rookie draft and turning rookies into free agents. No way he actually thought of this. No way. Now, a lot of people were actually upset because they thought it was being finalized. No, there's no way to do this. It was just an idea that was pitched out. I think this would be there would have to be so many type of limitations that teams can do for their picks, or for not picks, for can't be no picks in the draft. There had to be limitations for their signings, like if there has to be obviously cap restrictions, but instead if you're like 3 rookies per team, something like that. I don't know. It just has to be some type of big rules to limit basically Darren Peterson going straight to LA, or AJ DeBonson going straight to the Thunder because they got a lot of money. Well, they don't have a lot of money, but it's just example. Like, no, that is the worst. I don't know what he was thinking. He had to take a big line before he thought of this suggestion. No. Anyway, this is basically just me covering and going over the rule concepts, and not changes. They're just concepts and ideas that they're going to bring out for next season. They're probably going to rework some of these. Because it's just been discussed. They're not going to be fully submitted. So let me know down below what you think about all the ideas that they basically are probably going to finalize or probably tweak a little bit. Let me know what you think, or what they should have added. I did see somebody else say that that they pitched the idea that instead of having these lottery odds, there should be this big wheel to 30 years. Every team spins the wheel, and whatever number you land on, that's the pick you get for that year, for the first round. I thought about it. That's like some 2K shit, honestly, but it's not. It's not terrible, but at the same time, you're gonna know within the final years that hey, we probably not gonna have a top pick. So it's a real excitement for the fans' perspective to know that hey, we have some hope to get a top pick. So that probably would suck, honestly, but that could be kind of fun, spending every year and see what pick you get. That could be cool. I don't think it happens though. I don't think that'd be cool. 2K idea though, if that's possible. Again, let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about these rule suggestions and concepts, and which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with, and what other suggestions do you have that maybe somebody can see, or maybe Adam Silver or the board of commission can look at or think to look over. Also, like this video if you enjoyed it. It's free. Why not? Also subscribe. It's also free. Helps you grow on the channel. Comment down below like I just mentioned. My name is Chris Short. I go by the Short Hooper. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Peace.